Seek nothing outside of yourself. Without a doubt, one of the finest samurais in history is Miyamoto Musashi. Not only was his swordsmanship outstanding due to his innate talent, but it also demonstrated his unwavering discipline. In his own words, it was precisely this discipline that paved the way for his success. At the age of 13, Musashi engaged in and prevailed in his first duel. After that, he went on to win more than 60 fights without losing. This record continues to rank among the most significant historical accomplishments of all time, even in present time. In addition to becoming Japan's greatest samurai, Miyamoto Musashi was also an artist and philosopher. His life is a powerful illustration of how self-control can transform everything. Without it, we're vulnerable to the whims of impulse and instant satisfaction, much like ships without rudders. For Musashi, self-control was a defense against pain as much as a means of achieving goals. Being disciplined makes us more capable of overcoming the obstacles and shocks that life throws at us. In light of this, in this video, we will examine Miyamoto Musashi's teachings on superior self-discipline and discuss how they might be used in real-world situations. Number 1. The power of acceptance. Acknowledge everything as it is. There were many unknowns in Musashi's existence as a samurai, from the result of battles to the fleeting nature of his way of life. He saw acceptance as a kind of discipline rather than a passive behavior. It required accepting the truth of each moment, be it a peaceful riding day or potentially deadly combat. This view can be applied to the difficulties we face on a daily basis and is not limited to samurai fighters in life or death circumstances. Consider the following scenario. You are heading to a crucial meeting when all of a sudden your automobile breaks down. Many of us could immediately wonder why this is happening to us or even complain about our poor luck, which would only make the problem worse. However, Musashi advises that a disciplined individual recognizes the issue for what it is. The automobile stopped operating, and it has to be fixed rather than labeling it a catastrophe and getting frustrated. The emphasis then swiftly shifts to finding solutions, such as contacting a tow truck, alerting others who are waiting for you, and determining the best course of action. This idea is quite similar to the Stoic philosophy, as expressed by Epictetus in his well-known statement, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." The concept is simple but deep. Even if we can't control everything that occurs to us, we can influence how we respond to it. In addition, Musashi provides a convincing analysis of how humans interpret events, warning us against putting positive or negative labels on them. He argues that these labels are mental constructions that we, as viewers, bring upon the occurrences rather than being intrinsic characteristics of the events themselves. So we break free from these limiting beliefs when we adopt a disciplined attitude. Don't second-guess what you did. Feeling guilty can be beneficial since it serves as a warning when we've stepped over an ethical boundary. For example, it's normal and even beneficial to feel guilty if you say something hurtful and upset someone. It gives you the opportunity to make amends and demonstrates your concern for the consequences of your actions. Number 2. Overcoming regret. Do not regret what you have done. Many of us mix feelings of shame and regret, even though they serve different purposes. Guilt is an emotional reaction that gives us important information and enables us to change our behavior going forward. Conversely, regret is a mental state that isn't beneficial to us. Like a cloud hanging over our thoughts, it obstructs discipline and takes up important mental space. Miyamoto Musashi had to concentrate on his survival and the tasks at hand rather than dwelling in sorrow. He underlined that regret may seriously impair one's ability to make wise decisions, which is why clarity of mind is crucial. Distractions must not enter our brains if we want to preserve discipline. Among these distractions is regret. Regret won't make up for bad decisions you've made, like blowing your cash on a dubious investment or staying up late to play video games and missing a crucial meeting or class. Rather than getting caught in a remorse spiral, which frequently results in hopelessness, we ought to concentrate on acting proactively to correct the issue. Making mistakes and growing from them is okay. It is not acceptable to allow those mistakes to become a source of regret. Our goal should be to grow, learn, and proceed. Number 3. Contentment beyond location. Be indifferent to where you live. You should not be concerned about where you live. Musashi's discipline and mentality were more important to him than the place. His inner tranquility held true whether he was in a chaotic war or a serene shrine. Many of us may think that moving to a new place would miraculously fix all of our issues and result in a happily ever after. However, Musashi is refuting this widely held belief and pushing us to realize that the secret to satisfaction is more about our perspective on life and how we interact with it than it is about being in a certain place. Fundamentally, happiness is an inner mental condition. Yes, moving to a new area may temporarily lift your spirits, but that enjoyment will probably wear off if you're not genuinely happy or fulfilled in your life's work. You'll eventually find yourself back where you started. This is similar to Confucius's statement, where he said, "No matter where you go, there you are." Additionally, Musashi also prepares us for the unpredictable things that can happen in our lives. When pursuing self-improvement or seeking expertise in any profession, we may find ourselves in unexpected locations. Perhaps we'll find ourselves living in a foreign nation, getting used to a new lifestyle, or even having to deal with unfamiliar cultures. These adjustments challenge our mental and emotional strength as much as our physical location. So rather than being focused on where we are, Musashi suggests that we should evaluate how we are. Are we flexible, strong, and dedicated to achieving our objectives? No matter where life leads us, these are the skills that will enable us to flourish. Number 4. Mastery through focus. Know one thing well in order to know 10,000 things. In today's modern world, there are countless alternatives and an overwhelming number of professional routes available to us. Whether it's sports, technology, or the arts, it's normal to be pulled into several interests, which leads us to experiment in other sectors. Although having a broad range of interests isn't always a negative thing, it may occasionally result in the shiny object syndrome, when individuals move from one popular concept to the next, giving up on each as soon as something else attracts their attention. Musashi adopted an alternative strategy. He committed his entire life to becoming a skilled swordsman. He was a restless trainer every day, but it's easy to forget that he was also a brilliant strategist, an outstanding artist, and a thoughtful philosopher. This allows us to demonstrate that being knowledgeable in one area does not entail being restricted to it. It highlights how crucial it is to practice concentrated discipline in order to master one task at a time, and give that one task our whole attention and time until it is mastered. Because of this, we now know one method. So by really learning and experiencing a skill, we begin to recognize patterns that will help us master other talents as well. In Miyamoto's example, his approach was mostly based on the patterns he applied to a larger scale after learning them from his opponent's dueling experiences. These days, this is demonstrated by the resilience we gain by learning to be flexible in all we do, the capacity to acquire the art of learning. Understanding how to prepare for one exam can help you prepare for other exams as well. Alternatively, you will be able to manage whatever task you are given if you have the ability to adapt to your job or business. However, learning one thing at a time is the first step towards learning 1,000 things. Number 5. Embracing life's farewells. Miyamoto Musashi would say, "Never let yourself be saddened by a separation. Never let separation get you down." This idea probably had a big impact on Musashi's life since he was a samurai, a warrior who constantly had to make decisions that would either save his life or destroy it. Being human means experiencing separations, whether they are brought on by the death of a loved one, relocating, or just choosing different routes in life. These moments of separation are inevitable. Consider the scenario when you must relocate to a new city in order to pursue a goal or a professional opportunity. It's difficult to leave behind friends and relatives in this situation. However, Musashi argues that discipline is about controlling those feelings, admitting that you are unhappy but not allowing it to stop you from following your goal. Material things are also included in the idea of separation. Suppose you are glued to your phone all day or your car. Would you lose your identity if you lost these possessions? Musashi warns us against these kinds of attachments, implying that they can turn into a kind of emotional servitude. The discipline in this situation is in recognizing that even if you can appreciate things, they shouldn't emotionally possess you. Number 6. Battling jealousy. Don't ever feel jealous. You may be wondering what the link is between jealousy and discipline. Jealousy is undoubtedly one of the obstacles that hinder us from practicing discipline, and Musashi frequently addresses these issues in his teachings. Imagine you're on social media and you come across a buddy who recently got their ideal job or is traveling to beautiful places on the other side of the world. The feeling of being jealous of others is a common emotion that arises when you believe you're missing out or think that you are not doing enough. The real problem is that jealousy causes you to lose focus on your own journey and personal development. What a waste of time it would have been for Musashi to be envious of other swordsmen. Would he have developed into the famous fighter that we see today? That would be very unlikely. There was no place for such diversion in the world of the samurai, where life and death were separated by the narrowest of margins. Musashi concentrated on developing his own abilities, perfecting his craft, and realizing his own advantages and disadvantages. He might have used that time and energy to become the best version of himself instead of wasting it on jealousy. And like Musashi, you also cannot afford to lose focus or let yourself become overly sidetracked by what other people are doing. Especially in today's world of social media, it is more important than ever to maintain our discipline. Therefore, whenever jealousy tries to pull you in a different direction, remind yourself of Musashi's unwavering commitment to his craft, and use that as motivation to invest in yourself and become the greatest samurai in your own field. That was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. We really hope this video has given you the tools to improve your mindset. Please subscribe to our channel if you would love to see more. Is there anything missing that you would like to see next? Please let us know in the comments section. Also, if you have watched this video until the end, please respond with MMM, Master Motivational Mindset, so we can connect. Want to see more? On screen, the next video will come up that could help you further in your journey of mastering your mindset.